Chapter 11 My Voice at the Finish Line Graduation Day, May 9th, 2025. The morning of May 9th, 2025 started with quiet nerves and big emotions. Graduation day had finally come. I had imagined this moment before, but now that it was real, it felt even more powerful. I wasn't just crossing a stage, I was closing a chapter, one filled with hard lessons, growth, and so many moments I never thought I have. As I waited for my name to be called up to the microphone, I thought about everything that brought me here. I thought about standing on the same stage not long ago, asking my classmates to vote for me as student body president. Back then, I was asking for their trust. Today, I was here to honor it. When I finally stepped up, I smiled and looked at the crowd. I recognized almost every face in that room, my friends, my teachers, my family. I took a breath and spoke the words I had written from the heart. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming today to our graduating ceremony of 2025. I knew exactly what I wanted to say. I started by sharing something that many people didn't know, that before I came to Gateway. I often felt invisible. Teachers at my old school didn't assign me homework. They didn't call on me. I was just there. And I thought that's how school was supposed to be. But I later learned that my learning differences were being overlooked. That hurt, but it also taught me something important. I wanted to be somewhere I could be seen for who I truly was. That somewhere became Gateway. Gateway gave me more than education. It gave me courage. It gave me friends who accepted me from day one, teachers who actually saw what I was capable of, and a safe space where I could speak up. I told everyone how much it meant to be able to ask for help and get it. That simple thing changed my life. I spoke about how I found my voice here, first in the classroom, then in student council, then on stage as vice president, and eventually as president. Every step of the way, I learned that leadership wasn't about being in charge. It was about lifting others up. And that's what I had tried to do all year. I thank the people who helped me get there. I gave a special shout out to my mom, who always believed in me, and my sister, Hallie, who pushed me to try new things even when I was scared. She helped me believe that I could finish what I started. Whether it was the science fair or field hockey, she was always in my corner. And finally, I turned my speech to the rest of the students. I told them, don't be invisible. Don't waste time trying to be someone you're not. Be yourself. That's what Gateway taught me. That's what I wanted them to remember. When I finished, the room filled with accomplish, but what I felt was something deeper than accomplish. I felt seen, I felt proud, I felt like I had given something back to the place that gave me so much. After the speeches, they started calling names for awards. I sat quietly, not expecting anything, and then they called mine. Once then again, I had won multiple awards for leadership, for perseverance, and for academics. I walked up to the stage with tears in my eyes and prayed in my chest. These awards weren't just trophies. They were reminders that the kid who once sat silently in the back of the classroom was now standing tall. These awards said, "You did it and you matter." That day will stay with me forever, not because of what I achieved, but because of what I overcame. Graduation wasn't just an ending. It was proof that I had become someone who didn't just survive school. I shaped it. And now I was ready for what comes next. Because my name's Giuseppe Volovecchia Bailey, I found my voice at Gateway, and I'm taking it with me to the world. Chapter 12. My personal statement. Focus and structure are two important values that help us succeed in school and in life. Focus means paying attention to what matters. Structure means staying organized and keeping things in order. I learned to use both focus and structure to become a more serious student. At the start of this school year, I made a decision. I wanted to take my education seriously so I could be successful in life. I knew it wouldn't be easy. I had struggled to stay on task and remember everything I learned in class. I would sometimes feel confused or look down in defeat, but I was ready to change that. I decided to work on my focus. I started taking notes during class and using a notebook to keep track of what I was learning. Sometimes I took pictures of the slides so I could look back and reflect later. These strategies help me remember more and stay on task. When I take notes, it shows the teacher that I'm paying attention. That makes me feel proud and more connected to what I'm learning. Focusing is important to me because it helps me move forward. I wanted to succeed, and that means I need to be able to remember what I learned and apply it. I've made progress and I plan to keep growing. Structure always helps me. I use different notebooks for different subjects, and I have personal journal to reflect on my thoughts. This structure helps me stay organized and it gives me a system I can rely on. When things feel overwhelming, I can go back to my notes or my journal and feel more in control. Structure has helped me manage my challenges. It's a tool I use to support my focus, keep track of what I need to remember, and stay on the path I want to follow. It makes my learning clearer and more meaningful. I am someone who focuses, I am someone who structures. These are the habits I've built to be a serious student. They're not just for school, they're for life. Taking notes, organizing my work, and staying on task are all ways I've learned to be more prepared for what's ahead. This is how I learn, this is how I grow, and this is how I will succeed. Chapter 13. Who am I? Love story. Everyone's life is full of important moments, events that shape who we are and who we're becoming. Here are some of the major moments from my life and what each one taught me. 1. Flying to Argentina. This was one of my biggest adventures. It taught me to stay active, flexible, and confident. Being in a new country opened my eyes to new ways of life and helped me feel more independent. 2. Getting discipline. At one point, I needed to change my behavior. I learned I couldn't just get away with everything I did. I needed to take responsibility, listen, and straighten up. That moment taught me the value of growth and self-control. 3. Moving to my grandmother's house. That move was emotional. I had learned how to handle stress and take care of my feelings. Living with my grandmother reminded me that life brings challenges, but we can face them with strength and love. 4. Graduating from elementary school. When I graduated, I felt emotional but proud. I learned not to cry because it's over, but to smile because it happened. It was a reminder to celebrate memories instead of holding on to sadness. 5. Gateway Academy changed my life. Coming to Gateway was one of the biggest challenges in my life. I learned how to be flexible, how to stay positive, and how to stay on track. Gateway helped me grow into a more focused, confident, and capable person. 6. Starting community service. When I became volunteering, I learned how important body language and eye contact are. Community service taught me how to communicate better and be present when helping others. 7. Joining student council. Being part of student council helped me grow socially. I learned how to work with others, lead with respect, and speak up. I became more comfortable talking to people and sharing ideas. Ready to launch. So far, my life has been full of moments that helped me grow. Now I'm getting ready for the next step, going to college. After I graduate, I will be attending studying Spanish because that's one of my favorite subjects. I also plan to take part in my studies to help me prepare for big challenges. I want to be ready for what comes next. Every event in my life has taught me something important, and now I'm ready to launch into the future with confidence, focus, and purpose. Chapter 14. My magnificent May list. Throughout my life, I experienced so many milestones that have shaped me into who I am today. Some were small moments that still bring a smile to my face, while others were major events that taught me big lessons. My manifection me list is a way to remember that highlights from every stage of life, from my first steps to becoming a senior in high school, and everything in between. It reminds me of how far I've come, how much I've grown, and how many more memories are waiting to be made. This is the story of my life so far. The baby slash toddler years 2007 to 2012. The very beginning of my journey started with small but mighty moments. I took my first steps one wobbly foot at a time and said my first words, tiny sounds that would one day grow into speeches, songs, and conversations that matter. I started preschool, where I learned how to follow routines, share toys, and enjoy snack time and nap time. I also jumped on trampolines with joy, watched colorful preschool shows, and made my first friends. I didn't know it then, but these early experiences were helping me build confidence, curiosity, and imagination. I remember watching TV shows in school and having fun learning in simple ways. Nap time felt like a reward, and every small achievement, like learning to ride a bike, was a big step forward. Elementary school, 2012 to 2018. Elementary school was when I really began to explore the world in new ways. I learned how to write in cursive and solve multiplication problems. These weren't always easy, but I pushed through with practice and patience. I started to make my bed, take on small responsibilities, and earn stickers as rewards. Those little badges meant so much to me back then. I made new friends, played at the playground during recess, and looked forward to watching Phineas and Ferb after school. I learned how to tie my shoes, a skill that gave me more independence. One of my proudest moments was singing at my elementary school graduation in 2018. That day, I didn't just feel like a student, I feel like a star. I felt like a star. Middle school, 2018 to 2021. Middle school brought a whole new level of fun and freedom. I played on the computer and started enjoying my favorite games. I had more independent and more changes to hang out with friends. I went to field trips and even attended basketball games during school, cheering in the bleachers and loving the energy of the crowd. Reading books became something I enjoyed, especially during quiet moments. I had also had support services during this time, and I was thankful for the people who helped me succeed and feel safe. I got to go to concerts during school, and those events helped make middle school feel exciting and alive. High school, 2021 to 2025. High school has been the biggest part of my journey so far. It's where I've done the most growing mentally, emotionally, and socially. I've been in plays and variety shows, taken the stage with confidence and pride. I went on more field trips and completed internships that helped me explore real world skills. I participated in community service projects that made me more aware of others and my role in helping. I joined the culinary program, explored coding, and became a senior leader. I was also a member of the student council, where I worked hard to represent my classmates. I helped at family fun night and even participate in the science fair. I joined Fit Club to stay active, went to birthday parties with friends, and supported school sports by watching games. One of my favorite parts of high school was being on the basketball team. It gave me a chance to be part of something bigger than myself, to work as a team, and to keep pushing my limits. Field hockey also became an important part of my life. I joined because I needed a way to release stress. Every Sunday I showed up to practice, and every weekend gave me a new chance to focus my energy and clear my mind. It helped me learn not to get angry all the time and taught me how to control my emotion through action. One of the biggest lessons I've learned in high school is how to be a serious student. I started taking notes in class because it helped me stay on task and show my teachers that I was paying attention. I also became I also began using a journal, not just for schoolwork, but as a way to stay focused, reflect on my thoughts, and manage challenges. Staying organized became important to me, and I learned how structure can lead to success. Looking ahead, this manufacturing me list is not just a summary of what I've done. It's a reminder that I've come a long way and that I'm still growing. Soon I will be graduating high school and heading to college. I know that college will bring even more milestones, and I'm excited to keep adding to the list. My life has been filled with laughter, learning, hard work, and fun. And through every stage, I've become more focused, more confident, and more ready to take on whatever comes next. This is my story, and it's still being written. Chapter 15. My Trifold Brochure. What kind of learner am I? When it comes to learning, everyone has their own style. Some people learn best by hearing, others by doing, and some by seeing. I've learned that I'm a visual learner. That means I understand things better when I can see them. Rather, that's through watching videos, looking at pictures, or seeing examples right in front of me. My eyes help my brain click with what I'm learning and that's how I succeed. How I learn best. As a visual learner, there are certain activities and tools that really help me stay focused and absorb information. For example, I like making videos to explain or show what I've learned. That's not just fun, it's effective. I've also I also practice sports like field hockey or in basketball because moving and seeing how it works in real life helps me understand better. Here are some of the hands-on and visual ways I learn best. Making videos to show ideas or explain something. Practicing how to play field hockey and kicking a soccer ball straight into the net. Riding a bicycle with no training wheels, cleaning a shower door and understanding how cleaning works, working on my handwriting by tracing and copying, solving multiplication problems and doing math using visual examples. All these tasks help me remember things better, seeing, doing, and repeating. They all help the knowledge stick with me. About me, my full name is Giuseppe Volvecchia Bailey, but my nickname is Jew. My name is Italian, which think is really special. I was a junior in high school, working hard every day to grow into the best version of myself. There are a lot of things that make me me. Here are a few. I love music. Some of my favorite artists and bands are Owl City, Big Time Rush, Taylor Swift, Backstreet Boys, One Direction. My favorite foods are chicken nuggets, french fries, apples. They're sweet and crunchy. My favorite hobby, playing on my computer. It helps me relax and be creative. My favorite TV shows, Hunter x Hunter, SpongeBob SquarePants. My favorite movie, The Regular Show movie. My favorite sports, field hockey, which I play on Sundays to help with stress and self control. Basketball, baseball. My favorite colors are green, red, blue, yellow, and orange. They make me feel happy and energized. My favorite basketball players are Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. Kobe will always be remembered. He passed away in a helicopter crash on Sunday, January 26, 2020. My favorite actor is Steve Burns. He's the original host of Blue's Clues and sang Hog the Ground on Jack's Big Music Show. I love his music and how he makes learning feel free. I have a big sister named Hallie, and I'm her little brother. She believes in me and always supports me, especially when I needed help transferring to Gateway. I look up to her. Accommodations that help me succeed. I've learned that the right tools and support can make a big difference. These accommodations help me stay on track. Extra time on exams so I don't feel rushed. Using a calculator when I needed help with math. Getting a copy of the teacher's notes or having a note taker. Taking notes myself also helps a lot. It keeps me focused and organized, and it reminds me of what's important. Words that describe me. Sometimes it's hard to describe yourself, but here are the words that truly reflect who I am. Nice, creative, funny, talented, unique, smart, clever, kind, strong, happy, helpful, especially when I supported my best friend Alex with his feelings. I always stand by him when he needs me. Understanding my personality. I'm an introvert, which means I feel most comfortable when I'm with just one or two people instead of being in large groups or big crowds. I enjoy quiet time to think, reflect, or create. That doesn't mean I don't like people, it just means I need space to recharge. What subjects come easy and what's more challenging? Subjects I find easier: math, especially multiplication, science, history, coding, writing. Subjects I find more challenging: culinary, learning new recipes or techniques can be tricky. Spanish, some words are hard even though I knew a few. My study habits. I study best when I know something important is coming up, like an assignment or a test. If I know I wanted to pass a big test or science test, I push myself to study hard. I gave it my all because I care about doing my best and reaching my goals. This transferable culture shows who I am. Not just how I learn, but what I love, what helps me, and what makes me unique. Everyone learns in their own way, and this is mine.